My name is Aaliyah.
My name is Alec Kari, and this is my informative speech with a demonstrative outline. Did you know that sea turtles have one of the greatest memories of all animals? Sea turtles' memories are imprinted, which gives them a unique ability to return to the same beach where they were first born to complete their own nesting ritual. I have never seen sea turtles hatch in person, but my aunt has sent me videos and pictures of it happening in Mexico once, and it's an incredible sight to behold. Unfortunately, this phenomenal rebirth of sea turtles has been increasingly threatened due to melting polar ice caps, rising sea levels and temperatures, and loss of beaches. These threats to sea turtles and countless other species of wildlife are a direct result of increasing greenhouse gas emissions from individuals, organizations, and products. Emissions of gases like carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide get trapped in our atmosphere, causing it to grow hotter over time and negatively impact human health, wildlife, and the environment. I have always been passionate about wildlife, but it wasn't until a college anthropology class that I became interested in stability and carbon footprints. Most of my information stems from that class, or in articles I've read online or in magazines. In this speech, I will teach you how to reduce your carbon footprint by introducing you to the 5 R's and giving you tips on mindful munching and energy saving. First, the 5 R's. I know what you're thinking, there's only 3 R's, check your math. I thought so too, but alas, there are 5 now. And those 5 R's are refuse, reduce, reuse, rot, and recycle. What does refuse mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. Refusing single-use plastics and opting for reusable ones is one step in saving the turtles and all the other beautiful animals on this planet. We all have heard of reduce, which just means, obviously reduce how much plastic and waste you're using, but think about it in your shopping too. What is packaged in plastic that you don't need? We should all become familiar with reuse too, which becomes easier when you start refusing to use single-use plastics. The 4th R stands for rot. By setting up a compost system for your food scraps, you create less waste and have some free fertilizer for your yard or for a community garden. The final R is recycle, which can be properly done at many Targets and Walmarts if you do not get recycling offered by your city at your place of living. Second, mindful munching. How can the food we buy and the products we buy and eat change our environment? Meat products have the largest carbon footprint of any food in the food industry. By decreasing your beef consumption by just a little, you can make a difference. In fact, eating one vegetarian meal a day saves the equivalent of driving over 1,100 miles. If you don't want to give up meat completely, poultry, fish, and seafood are good alternatives because they produce significantly smaller amounts of carbon dioxide per serving. Another way to start munching more mindfully is to change the way that you shop. Go to a farmer's market whenever possible and bring your own bags instead of using plastic ones. Research community gardening opportunities or plant produce in your own yard as well. Third, become an energy saving machine. Start with your living space. What kind of light bulbs do you use? Switching to LED and energy-efficient fluorescents and turning off all lights when they're not in use is a great habit and an easy way to decrease CO2 emissions from electricity. Taking shorter showers and using heating and air conditioning sparingly are also small things that go a long way. I'm personally pretty good at cutting down on air conditioning, but I admit that when things get cold, heating is my weakness and blankets are my best friend. Finally, the hardest aspect in spread out cities like Omaha, transportation. Something I learned recently is that automobile fuel economy can improve 7 to 14% by simply observing the speed limit. Every increase 5 miles an hour over the speed limit is equivalent to paying an extra 20 to 40 cents per gallon of gas. This is a hard one for me to do because I'm always in a hurry, but as a poor college student, I'd rather be on a slow ride than pay for gas more often, that's for sure. I know it's hard, but simple things like walking or biking when it's warm outside, carpooling, or using mass transit can also have significant impacts on our carbon footprints. In conclusion, There are many ways to reduce one's carbon footprint, and the beginner steps include remembering the 5 R's, minding your munchies, and saving some energy. The future of this beautiful planet we so fortunately get to inhabit rests on the small changes that each and every one of us make in our day-to-day lives. So next time you use a bunch of Ziploc bags or take a long shower, think of this baby sea turtle and